Hello, welcome. Welcome to MARIMA'R's Spanish Table.
It's been too long.
Your
such a fun day.
your favorite mother-daughter wine and cooking duo here reporting for your monthly MARIMA'R's Spanish Table. Thanks for joining us.
And this smells so good.
Oh my gosh, the
It
kitchen
smells
smells
so
so good. You
Yeah.
guys have no idea.
Yeah.
What are we making today?
We are making a glazed leek and cheese tart.
Ooh, yum, yum,
Okay.
yum, yum.
And it's a classic Italian recipe, and it has a wonderful story.
Oh yeah.
It's
What's the origin? Where'd you get the
origin is from the old days when I was in Spain living there, and I was going skiing, and we went skiing north of Barcelona, depending on how things went, to Andorra, which is a principality between France and
the tiny,
Spain.
tiny
Yeah.
little country of Andorra?
It has beautiful mountains for skiing, or we would go to to other ski resorts in the Pyrenees. And this little restaurant, which was a husband and wife, and she was wonderful, the Borrells.
Yeah.
And she would make this leek tart. Oh, and this is in La Cerdaña. Well, it probably is not anymore because I know that she died, unfortunately. But La Cerdaña is a beautiful, beautiful countryside. It's, almost as beautiful as West Sonoma County.
Oh,
Right?
that's quite a comparison.
Exactly. And so we would go skiing on the weekends, and we would come back and tired but really happy, and we would stop there and just stuff ourselves with the wonderful dinners from Carmen Borrell.
And you worked up an appetite from skiing and the cold weather.
Exactly.
I learned this in Antarctica. I bet you guys didn't know. I'm going on a slight tangent.
That's right.
I went to Antarctica on a trip while I was at Wharton. I was camping in Antarctica for a week. And the cold of actually camping there for a week, I ate so much, but your metabolism is just going and going and going. And somehow I didn't actually gain weight. So yeah, I'm sure on the mountain and you're skiing and you work up a real appetite. You want something kind of hearty and substantial.
Yeah. And so I don't know if some of you say, "Oh, but I don't like leeks." Don't worry about it, because you will like this. As long as you like cheese, okay?
Yes, and who does not like cheese? I feel like if you like wine, it is very rare that you don't like cheese.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, the idea here is that it's like a tart, right? And you really can buy the pie pastry in the store, but it's pretty easy to make. So I thought that I would show you.
It's definitely, if you want to simplify things, you can definitely buy frozen pie crust in the market, and that'll just simplify things a little bit. But yeah, this recipe is pretty easy.
It is pretty easy. So
shall we start off?
Yes, we're starting off. So I have, for the pastry recipe, we have 1.5 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. So
what are all these different types of flour? Why is it unbleached or, I don't know, all-purpose or...
Can you ask somebody who's...
We didn't prepare that question.
No,
we talk a little bit about our plan, and I didn't think of that one before.
Okay. And then we get some frozen...
I guess I'll go ask some flour expert somewhere. Or Google.
Yeah, whatever. Google. Exactly. You're good at that. So this is 1 stick, half a cup of unsalted frozen butter, and I just got it out of the freezer and in small pieces, and you put it here.
And the fact that it's still frozen helps the dough kind of, what's it called? Clump, right?
Yes, that's right.
But still be workable.
That's
and
right.
Not just kind of melt.
And of course, but this is going to make noise, so maybe I'll retire. Oh God, I forgot that this makes noise.
Yes.
Well, anyway.
So hold that thought. Well, it's not so bad.
Not so bad.
Usually when we got almonds or something in there, it's very loud.
Almonds is very loud.
Yeah.
This is better.
Well, let us know that you're tuning in. I know that Sam and Coralie have tuned in. It's so good to have you with us from Minnesota, and Wrong in Colorado. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. And let us know what you're enjoying this evening. Perhaps some Chardonnay Albarino, perhaps something else. It's so good to have you with us. And the link to the recipe and the wine is in the content of this post, so you can go and look it up.
So what you want here is the consistency of cornmeal, okay? Which you can't see, but now you can. Now you can. Anyway, it's just it makes
Like
it
a
together
little,
very
just
well.
a little clumps.
Yeah,
Little.
like cornmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you put in, you add the an egg yolk, which I have in the fridge, and I've saved the egg white for the filling. So egg yolk and salt. I think it is half a teaspoon salt and 5 tablespoons ice water. That's really easy to make. What I do is I put a jar of water with ice, and then you just measure the tablespoons. I think I can. So it's 1, and then here come the 2 tablespoon measurements. So, oops, 2, 3. No ice. 4, 5. Okay.
And why ice water?
Because then it's the same reason why the butter
You love
is
my questions,
yellow.
don't you?
The same reason why the butter is frozen.
Butter.
Yeah, because it really will make a much better pancake.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Egg yolk. No, that's it. And then you boil until a boil form. So it's pretty simple. I mean, it's not worth it. Okay.
And be sure to put the lid on and the famous little thingy that sometimes if you forget to put it in, then it'll all end up all over the place. That happens all the time.
There you go. See, now a boil form.
Yeah.
And that's it, kid.
Yeah.
And then you want to take this out of here.
Just right when the ball has formed, then you stop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Because you don't want to
Yeah. I mean, it's
you
much
don't
better
want to
than anything you can-
overdo it, right? I guess.
Yeah. And then you put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and that's it, kid. So
Okay.
now.
And why is it? I know, as some of you may know, I love baking. And I know that for baking, you also often refrigerate the dough, like for cookies or for this or that. Why is it that we refrigerate dough before actually, like, cooking it?
Because otherwise it will get kind of gooey. Like to have the
have like
proper,
the
proper
fluff
texture.
kind of.
Yeah. And now what I'm gonna do? Why am I gonna do this? Okay, I'm gonna move this out of here. Ooh.
Okay, well, I think it's time. Shall we have a glass of wine?
Yeah,
not
but let me show the.
Okay,
Okay, so
not yet.
actually we'll pretend that it's been 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, and then I get some the dough from here, and we essentially
We've
just
just gone in the time machine.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Marimar Torres time machine.
and this goes out because we used it, and this is done. This as well. Out. There we go. And so we put flour here, but we're not going to because I forgot. And essentially, you just make it into the size of your pan, right? And you go like that, and you go like that, and it's. Oh, no. Okay, so let's pretend that this is the size of this little pan, right? And we put it here.
And it should be approximately how thick?
Yeah, like that. Just put
However
it here
thick it
and
is, that is
make it go all the way up the sides.
Yep.
Okay.
And a little bit
Exactly.
up, right?
Up the sides. Yeah.
But not too much.
Oh, quite a bit. Yeah, as much as you can, and thin at the bottom. So essentially, that's how you would work on it and make
Like
it
a good inch up, or like a.
Yeah. That's an inch. Yeah, an inch.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Right.
And then this is it, and then we would put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and guess what we got?
What comes out? What comes out?
This lovely thing.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Pretty.
That is beautiful. Wait, what are the little fork thingies?
Oh, exactly. When you put it in the oven,
Show one more time.
Careful.
Oh, okay. It's a work of art.
So you pinch it with a fork, right?
And why
like
do you do that?
So that it won't go boof. And then you also
so it bubbles still?
Yeah, and you also
So you don't get air bubbles.
okay, I threw it away. The aluminum foil
Some weight.
with weights on top.
So like pie weights, or if you don't have pie weights, then I don't know. Beans.
Yeah.
Dried beans.
Yeah.
Or stones.
Or
Maybe.
whatever. Okay. So, yeah, stones,
Okay.
exactly. That's what I mostly put. From the
Where
garden.
do I put this?
This will go
Just a
maybe
display
here.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. But we got to keep it away from Bonnie. Actually,
yeah.
that is not going to be safe there because Bonnie,
Okay.
she is the ultimate food.
Yeah. But we're gonna fill it up.
All right.
Okay. And okay, time for wine.
All right. Mom says it's time for some wine. All right. We are
And
having
what did you bring us today?
our 2018 Chardonnay Albarino, and this is such a fun wine. Cheers. Cheers to you all. And also hello to David Clardy, tuning in from North Dakota as always, not South Dakota. And so our Chardonnay Albarino, this is a really fun wine. It is a club exclusive wine, and it is a blend of 60% Chardonnay, 40% Albariño. And the story goes that our first vintage of Albariño was in 2009.
Okay, never mind. Our first grapes.
Yeah, her first harvest of
Our
Albariño
first harvest. Yes.
was 2009. So we, however, didn't have enough fruit for a full press load. So the decision was made, in order to preserve, you want to avoid exposure to oxygen in order to really preserve the fresh fruit character, the really like floral, beautiful aromatics. And so we needed to fill the press load, so we added Chardonnay. And we released the wine, and the club members loved it. And then the next year in 2010, we had enough Albariño for a full press load. So we made the Albariño, and we didn't make the Chardonnay Albarino. And we sure heard that was not okay, that our club members missed the wine. Mm-hmm. So ever since then, we've been making the Chardonnay Albarino every year.
Yeah, and same thing.
Just a small quantity, and it's really, the thing about this wine is that...
Only for club members.
Yes. The thing about this wine is that the Albariño, the aromatics of Albariño, that really nice, bright fruit, like stone fruit, a little bit of citrus, it really is complemented by a bit more fullness, a bit more roundness from the Chardonnay, which makes for a really fun blend.
It really is. I mean, everybody loves it. It's good. Yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we have taken the leeks, right? And we cut them very finely in the food processor, of course, no worries. And we leave some of the green part. But essentially, then we put them with butter, with 4 tablespoons butter in that lovely pan. Okay, so, and then you end up with, I just wanted you to see what it looks like. And then it cooks there very slowly for about 45 minutes. You know,
so it's kind of like when you are caramelizing onions.
Yeah.
They definitely, break down and become a bit sweet almost, kind of like onions.
Yeah, so this is what it should look like. I mean, it's really caramelized. It's really...
Kind of looks like cabbage, but it's not.
That's right. It is leeks. Leeks are much better than cabbage. Also because, cabbage is what we in Spain, in the days, in my youth, when Spain was a very poor country because we had gone through the Civil War, and at night we would have cabbage and potatoes.
That's not very interesting.
And that was not very interesting. So that really...
With olive oil, at least?
With olive oil, yes.
Okay.
With a good
and salt
olive
and pepper?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. I mean...
So then we will put this here, okay, and, because it's already done, and this, of course, we would do that in a bowl when, because it would be warm, but because this is now already cooled off, we will put it here with 2 eggs.
And let us know if you have any questions or wondering about substitutions or something. Although I think all the ingredients here are pretty straightforward.
I'm sorry, it's 4 eggs, but we're doing only half the recipe. Because the other half recipe, you will see by your own. And then here, we're going to put some half and half. Oops, yes, sorry. Half and half. And then the salt and pepper. I think, well, it's all in the recipe. Half of 3/4 teaspoon salt and half a teaspoon of pepper, and then I put a little bit of cayenne because it gives it a little bit of what is it here? This much,
kick.
Well, twice this much. Yeah, it's a good spice, and then I love nutmeg. So I put, what did I put? Half a teaspoon, freshly grated. So there it goes. And essentially what you do is you beat it all, very beat it, and warm it up. So, and I'm doing it here because it's already gonna be ready to go, right? And then we're gonna fill this lovely mix. Oh, sorry, I forgot the extra egg white goes here. Yeah.
Looks like we're making like a good omelet, kind of.
Yeah, it could be an omelet, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like an omelet with leek and like goat cheese, or leek and what else would you put in that? Mushrooms. Anything with mushrooms.
Anything.
Leek, mushrooms,
Yeah.
maybe some Swiss cheese or goat cheese.
Yep. So here you go. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna fill the tart, which went there, so Bonnie wouldn't eat it.
It's out of Bonnie's reach.
I'm gonna bring
Butter.
No, it goes in the oven. Yeah, I'll go like this.
And really, I think Gruyere or Emmental go well here. I think because Mom says that they're very easy to grate, so you need to grate the cheese, and you can't do that with Brie, of course. But it's also, they add a real nice flavor, because the leek is like a little sweet and really just kind of like melt it, whereas the Gruyere or Emmental really add kind of like a tang.
Tang, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, would you help me, because my arms
You
are
want me
not
to do
in
it?
good shape. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
So we're gonna,
Should we show
Yeah.
a little?
Yeah, well,
All right.
let's see. Okay.
Should have had the handle on the other side.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay. Juanita would not approve. She would say use a spatula.
Oh, that's right. Well, I will.
Get every last drop.
Yeah. And then you fill the
Oh, that's
pastry.
beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And it's really easy.
Yeah.
And so what happens with the recipes, it's really very versatile. You can do it as a first course, or
There
eat
you
it as
go.
a first course, cut in slices, or have it as a first course, or with a salad. Then it's almost like a lunch course. And you can have it also in small pieces as an appetizer. So
yeah, it makes for a good little tapa to start. Definitely like a first course, even even like some for breakfast.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Breakfast,
Or like
dinner.
for lunch with a green salad, kind of like the French do, where they do like a quiche with a green salad. I feel like that would be nice.
Yep. And here comes the Gruyere. Actually, the first
I'm gonna steal a little.
Don't. Okay, fine.
Very good. Yum yum. I have to say, Gruyere, Emmental, Comté are some of my favorites.
Yep.
Comté, and what else?
And when we have the Comté with our own
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
Yum yum. And let's see what else. What
Now
else do
it
we have to
goes
say?
into the oven.
Into
right?
the oven.
And it's 45 minutes.
Okay.
And do you know what I do? Wait, because it's already got. And I put. Anyway, let me just show this. It goes. I put this on the sides so that it won't burn the sides.
Oh, interesting.
Okay?
Is
So
that
there
in
you
the
go.
recipe?
No. That's not in
Oh.
the recipe, because
It's not in the recipe.
No.
Only
Yeah,
people who watch this will know.
Exactly.
So the foil, you kind of like
Yeah.
cut little strips and kind of protect the crust, the sides of the crust.
Yep.
So I guess it doesn't burn.
See, and then you put another
Stays
one
nice
here.
and golden brown instead of
Yeah.
getting.
There you go. This here. Ah.
Okay.
And there you go. And now it
Beautiful.
goes into a 375-degree oven for about 45 minutes. And then if it's been, has it been 45 minutes? Yeah, right.
Should we do three turns around and
Yeah.
click our heels and it's been
That's
45 minutes? Oh, I got a little dizzy.
That's what it looks like, okay? And we're going to taste it.
Oh,
right?
yay!
Right.
My favorite
We're
part.
gonna
My favorite
put it
part.
in lovely,
And also another fun. Oh, I got this stuff.
oh, okay, good.
Another fun thing that I remember we took a cooking class together, even though Mom is the one who should be teaching the cooking classes. But I remember I was like in college and we went to take like a cooking class at Mary Risley.
Mary Risley, yeah.
And it was pies and tarts, I think. And she said the thing with you can make this pie crust at home, and then you can make double or triple and have it in balls, separate balls in the freezer, and then you can just use one portion at a time. And they're really useful in terms of like you can make a savory tart like this, you can make a quiche, you can make a pie, and really there are lots of uses. And I mean it is kind of impressive if you have someone you're cooking for to say, oh, I made the pie crust.
Okay, time to taste?
Okay, yes please.
Okay. Ooh.
Yes please.
Maybe
You want me to
I'll
do it?
Yeah, yeah.
The truth is, Mom actually just had surgery 1 week ago today, and it's been a little bit
More than I expected, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit slower recovery than expected. So she, that she is the trooper. She is Superwoman in the flesh, and she doesn't show it. But she also loves being with you guys. So there was no chance. I was driving here and I said, oh, well, I could do it without you. And then I was like, no, I can't do it without you. I'm not the chef.
No way. And maybe we do this cutting. Yeah, there you go. Okay, very good. Excellent.
Oh, beautiful.
And then you just, hey, you can pick it up with your fingers.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't shoot before cutting it.
All
All right, well, here it is, nice golden brown. So definitely, and no broiling, right?
No,
it just gets like that.
Yeah.
Nice golden brown so that the cheese is.
45 minutes is just big time.
Mm-hmm. Yum, yum. Well, let's try it.
Ooh, okay. We could take it off fingers, right?
Yeah, we could. But would abuelito and abuelita approve?
I
don't think so.
never made it, so I don't know. That's a
Well, there's the famous story that you said when you came when you were working with abuelito, with your father in Texas, like visiting accounts, and that the story about the chicken. So that's why I was saying that they wouldn't approve of eating it with your fingers.
Because
We're just connecting the dots. All right, we'll move on to something more interesting.
Because we went to Texas, to the house of this, very, very rich guy with a very,
A lot of oil money, maybe.
Exactly. And it was a barbecue, and it was chicken. And people were eating the chicken with their fingers. And my father thought, these people, they have all the money, and they just have no manners. They're eating the chicken with their fingers.
No class.
And I realized that this was okay to do in this country. And I thought, I like it. That's no problem.
There's also very much with my cousins growing up, especially my cousin Michelle, who would like challenge me because for paella we often have like a shellfish paella, and you've got these beautiful langoustines and the gambas and the like all these wonderful shellfish, and I remember him being like, okay, who can peel them faster? Who can peel 5 of them faster with fork and knife? And I mean, I do know how to do that, and I did know how to do that, and I still do, but I was not at all as fast as him. So the Spaniards definitely have that.
Yeah, I remember in school when I would have lunch at school, and I remember that you had to peel your banana with fork and knife, and you had to peel your orange with fork and knife.
That is crazy to not touch an orange to peel it. That's a little silly. Was that because it was more ladylike?
Yeah, because that was the proper way to do it.
Oh my. Well,
This is
Mom,
so
I
good.
have to say, you're getting lots of wishes for a speedy recovery from Steve Walker, who
thank
joined
you,
us
Steve.
on Tuesday, Thursday, yesterday. It was so good to have you, as well as from Wrong.
Oh,
And, Ananya, who you spoke to on the phone, who
that's
joined
right.
the club recently
Yeah.
with her husband Kaushik and fellow Wharton grad, and they loved the tapas and wine pairing, and they say hello from Mountain View.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm so happy to
So
hear that.
fun to have you. Well, I think on that note, we will wrap up. I will gobble this down very quickly.
Bueno, I'll have a little.
Okay,
piece
we'll
for
help
you.
ourselves to some more. And thank you so much for joining
And
us.
can I
And
have a little
you need a little more,
Yes.
a little more.
wine.
Whoops. How about some plastic wrap in it as well?
Not plastic.
All right.
All
Well, let's
right.
toast.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for joining us, and see you next time. Let us know if you have any votes on like what kind of recipes you want to do. If you want to do like easier or simple little dips, Mom usually vetoes that idea because she thinks it's too easy and not interesting enough.
Yeah.
I think that can be handy, like dip. Anyways, enjoy and see you next time.
And have a great weekend.
Yes, yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You know what I meant to tell you?